So what if UFOs aren't the same thing everywhere? What if they change depending on who's looking at them? Here's one UFO theory from every country, and some of them suggest we're not being visited, we're being watched. United States extraterrestrial visitors. In the US, the dominant belief surrounding UFOs is that they're spacecraft piloted by intelligent extraterrestrial beings. This idea gained massive traction after the 1947 Roswell incident, in which a mysterious object crashed in New Mexico, sparking decades of speculation and secrecy. Government installations like Area 51 and the more recent Pentagon UAP reports have only added fuel to the fire. The American UFO narrative often includes abductions, cattle mutilations, and secret cover-ups. Pop culture, through movies, TV shows, and books, has deeply embedded the idea of aliens visiting Earth for surveillance, experimentation, or even diplomacy. There's also a strong community of, quote, disclosure advocates who believe the US government is hiding the truth. While skepticism exists, belief in the extraterrestrial UFOs is widespread, with surveys suggesting that a significant portion of the US population thinks intelligent life has visited Earth, and may still be watching. Japan, spiritual phenomena or interdimensional beings. In Japan, UFOs are sometimes seen less as physical spacecraft and more as manifestations of spiritual or interdimensional energy. Traditional Japanese folklore includes tales of tengu or sky beams, glowing orbs, and mysterious phenomena that may parallel modern sightings. Rather than focusing on aliens from another planet, some Japanese interpretations see these encounters as contacts with beings that exist alongside us in parallel dimensions, similar to kami, gods or spirits in Shinto belief. Modern UFO sightings are often described as shimmering or ghost-like, with an air of mysticism rather than aggression or abduction. In this way, UFOs in Japan occupy a space between the spiritual and the scientific, with many people believing these objects are signs from beyond, but not necessarily from space. The tone is often one of curiosity and respect rather than fear, blending ancient beliefs with modern mysteries. Brazil, interference from other realms. Believe it or not, Brazil has one of the most active UFO cultures in the world. The country has experienced numerous high-profile sightings and incidents, particularly in remote regions like the Amazon. One of the most well-known cases is the 1977 Colares incident, where locals reported being attacked by beams of light from unknown flying objects. Some people were even injured, leading to a Brazilian Air Force investigation called Operation Saucer. In Brazil, many people believe that UFOs are not necessarily alien spacecraft, but manifestations from other realms or dimensions. These entities might be ancient beings connected to Earth or travelers from parallel universes. The Brazilian perspective often combines indigenous mythology, Catholic mysticism, and modern ufology, producing a rich and complex belief system. Some locals see these beings as guardians, others as threats, but nearly everyone agrees that they're real. The Brazilian government has even released classified UFO documents, adding credibility and public interest. Russia, advanced technology and time travel. In Russia, UFOs are often viewed through a lens of secrecy and suspicion, shaped heavily by Soviet-era investigations. Some Russians believe that many UFOs are actually advanced military technologies, either foreign or domestic, being tested under extreme secrecy. Others believe that they are drones or time-traveling vehicles sent from the future. This belief aligns with reports of highly maneuverable craft moving at hypersonic speeds without any visible propulsion. During the Cold War, both the US and the USSR kept extensive UFO files, and Russia continues to be a hotspot for sightings, particularly in Siberia and around nuclear facilities. Unlike in the West, Russian interpretations of UFOs often focus less on aliens and more on what governments know and aren't telling us. The result is a UFO culture that is deeply intertwined with espionage, conspiracy, and futuristic possibility. India, Vimanas, and ancient technology. In India, ancient texts like the Vedas and the Mahabharata describe flying chariots called Vimanas, vehicles that could fly, change directions instantly, and unleash destructive energy. Some researchers and believers suggest that these descriptions are early accounts of advanced flying machines, possibly extraterrestrial or built by a long-lost high-tech civilization. In modern India, UFO sightings are interpreted through both spiritual and historical lenses. Rather than seeing UFOs as purely alien, many Indians believe that these craft are either linked to ancient technology or to beings from a higher plane of existence, like devas or cosmic travelers. This view is also reinforced by India's growing interest in space exploration, with organizations like the ISRO contributing to a national curiosity about life beyond Earth. While skeptics exist, the idea that humanity once had or encountered advanced technology and that UFOs may be a part of that forgotten history resonates strongly in Indian culture. Mexico, sky spirits or watchers. Mexico has long been a hotspot for UFO sightings, with many occurring near active volcanoes like Popocatépetl. These frequent appearances have led some to believe that UFOs are sky spirits or watchers, entities observing Earth's changes from above. Ancient Mesoamerican cultures like the Aztecs and Mayans also depicted beings descending from the heavens, and some modern Mexicans believe that these stories were early encounters with the same phenomena we now call UFOs. The belief isn't always that these are alien spacecraft, but rather they are sentient intelligences, possibly even protectors who reside in the skies. Media coverage of UFOs is common in Mexico, and sightings are often met with serious attention rather than ridicule. There's also a strong connection between faith and belief, with some seeing UFOs as divine signs or warnings. In Mexico, the line between extraterrestrial, spiritual, and ancestral is often blurred, creating a deeply rooted cultural curiosity. China. Government secrets or cosmic karma? In China, public discussion about UFOs has historically been limited, but that hasn't stopped theories from developing. Many Chinese citizens interpret UFOs as either secret government projects, domestic or foreign, or as signs of cosmic imbalance. Drawing from traditional Taoist and Buddhist philosophies, some believe that strange aerial phenomena are linked to shifts in universal harmony, possibly omens or reactions to global disharmony and moral decline. There is also a growing interest in scientific explanations, with many younger Chinese UFO enthusiasts pursuing the topic through astronomy and physics. In recent years, sightings over urban cities have sparked online debates, especially when accompanied by unexplained light formations or military silence. While official acknowledgement is rare, the belief persists that UFOs are either man-made technologies hidden from the public or something far stranger, reacting to humanity's actions on a deeper cosmic level. South Africa, Star Ancestors. In South Africa, particularly with certain Zulu traditions, there are stories of sky people, beings who came down from the stars to teach, guide, or observe humanity. These tales speak of glowing vessels, advanced knowledge, and non-human figures descending from above. Some traditional healers or sangomas still reference the star ancestors in their spiritual work. These beliefs aren't just mythological, they're part of a living tradition that sees the stars as both a place of origin and a source of guidance. Modern South African UFO sightings, often occurring in rural areas, are often interpreted through this lens, not as alien visitors, but as a return or reminder of ancestral presences. This worldview suggests a more harmonious relationship with these beings rather than one rooted in fear or invasion. The cultural framework in South Africa blends spiritual cosmology with modern phenomena, allowing UFOs to exist as both mystery and memory. Sweden, ghost rockets and military secrecy. In the 1940s, Sweden experienced a wave of unexplained sightings dubbed ghost rockets, strange missile-like objects reported by civilians and military personnel. While many thought they might be Soviet weapon tests, no debris was ever found and the Swedish military remained tight-lipped. Since then, Sweden has maintained an interest in UFOs, often blending skepticism with curiosity. Many Swedes believe that UFOs are actually advanced experimental technology, potentially operated by major global powers in secret. Others think that these objects are a part of climate or surveillance experiments that the public isn't meant to know about. There's also a small but growing group that believes in extraterrestrial explanations, though these are often viewed through a scientific or psychological lens. Overall, the Swedish perspective tends to be more grounded, with a focus on transparency, evidence, and the government's role in disclosure. The legacy of the ghost rockets still looms large in Sweden's UFO conversation. Iran, beings from higher planes. In Iran, particularly with Sufi and Persian mysticism, there are centuries-old beliefs in beings from higher planes of existence, entities that coexist with humans but are rarely seen. These include jinn, made of smokeless fire, and other metaphysical intelligences that are not necessarily evil but powerful and unpredictable. Modern Iranian UFO sightings are often framed through this spiritual lens, with unidentified lights or craft interpreted as signs of divine or interdimensional activity. In rural areas, sightings may be seen as omens or spiritual tests. However, there is also a growing interest in extraterrestrial hypothesis, especially among younger Iranians exposed to the global UFO disclosure. That said, political and religious reasons sometimes limits this open discussion. Still, many Iranians view this phenomena not just as physical events, but as interactions from beings from unseen realms, tied to destiny, cosmic justice, or the balance between the material and spiritual worlds. So, what do you think UFOs really are? Aliens, interdimensional beings, ancient technology, or something we just don't have a word for yet? Let me know what country's theory disturbed you the most in the comments down below, because whatever's in the sky doesn't seem to care what we believe.